Welcome to the Redirect Podcast. My name is Abigail Freshley.
And I'm Emily Rojas. The Redirect Podcast is a show where we shift the conversation back to books. We discuss themes from some of our favorite books and how those themes relate to our real lived experiences.
On today's episode, we are book clubbing Emily Henry's newest release, Great Big Beautiful Life.
But first, before we get to that excitement, we would love for you to pause the show, take a second, support us in a few simple ways, or don't pause it, and go leave us a review, 5 stars, of course, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or both. Why not both? If you love the show.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Redirect Podcast. And if you really, really love the show, you can share it with a friend. Sharing our show with a friend is by far the best way to help us grow our community of book-loving nerds. And guys, we have our first hater. We made it. We got our first 1-star review.
Yes.
I feel like I wear that with a badge of honor.
Same.
I do not think I'm for everyone. I do not think we're for everyone.
Exactly. Period.
And that's fine. But go balance us out. If you like us.
Or, you know what? If you hate us,
know.
Smash 5 stars, but then write why you hate us in the comments and let us read it.
Yeah, so we can know.
At least we'll know.
We might not
but
change.
Stick to the 5 stars.
We'll know.
That's critical.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyways,
God. Okay. Let's go.
We have endeavored to stay spoiler free,
not talk about this.
Spoiler free, but
we haven't talked about it
to taint the purity of this episode, and I think we've done that.
Yeah.
So, we both just finished it. You just finished it literally a few minutes ago.
Yes, correct.
I finished it a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
If you want to read this book, don't listen
Stop
to this
down.
episode. Go listen to it. We're gonna be talking about everything in extreme detail.
Yeah, unless you're chill about that, but that's not for everyone either.
Yeah.
Fair warning.
Okay, so Emily, what did you think?
Okay, I feel like maybe my opinion will change. I gave it 4.5 stars, which is the lowest I've ever rated one of her books, I think, but I still liked it. My only note is I wish there was more. I felt like the ending was a little rushed. I felt like I wanted more of Margaret's story. What's her deal? I wanted more of everything. So that's the only thing I didn't like about it. It's obviously different. That's what everyone's saying. That's the takeaway about this book is it's really different. And I liked it. Yeah. I just wish there was probably more. And I did find the ending a little bit rushed. That's my overall opinion. But strong. I love Emily Henry. She can do no wrong, in my opinion. So yeah. I still really liked it. Yeah. Your thoughts?
Got it. I also liked it a lot. I rated it 4.25 stars.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So for me, it is, I don't know. I would think I'm having some recency bias. So I think I would need to actually compare it to some rereads. It's not necessarily at the top for me, but still, 4.25 is a really good. Yeah. I'm grading her on her.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So, I'm grading her against her own work. Not against the average.
Right. The greater world of literature.
But I think for me, there was a few things that kept me from getting it all the way to the 5 stars.
Totally.
One of those things is the setting. I don't know. We're from Georgia.
Yeah. It's tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to romanticize the setting.
Yes.
In the way that was intended.
This is the thing about the southern small beach town, that it is incredibly romanticized in
it is racist as
you go to these places, they're not like this. They're not charming. They aren't. There's no Cecil. I understand there's more to Cecil, but there's no extremely charming captain. That guy has a MAGA flag outside the bar, and
and he drives a golf cart everywhere. And I the people who live in these places, they only wear golf shirts.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And flip-flops.
They have sexually harassed their executive assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And they have charming moments, but also, this town is dirty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of that came through in the strip mall type aesthetic of some of it. It was romanticized in the book, but we know this. This is where we come from.
There's not good coffee shops. There's not
cigarette butts on the ground.
Right.
There's brown colored puddles. The beach is nice, but ultimately like not that nice.
Not that nice. Yeah.
It's Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's real.
I think the one thing they nailed was the humidity and the bugginess.
Yes.
Got that right on.
Nailed that.
But I think for me, like, it was, I did not realize before, all I read before was like Little Crescent Island. And I was thinking,
I didn't
this is
know it
gonna
was
be
Georgia.
Like,
yeah.
So that was a choice. And Emily Henry's not from Georgia. She's from Cincinnati area. So she has the ability to romanticize this.
Yeah, which
and
is
I
fine.
hope that other readers did as well.
Don't come here.
For me, I was like,
yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my first thing. I liked the characters. I didn't connect to them as hard as I have some of the previous characters. I thought Alice, the female main character, was kind of
bit much.
Jessica Day. And I think, like, I will stand on this take. Like, I think New Girl would be a great show without Jess.
Yeah. She's the least interesting part of New Girl.
Yeah, she's not funny.
No.
And so, like, when there was one moment in particular, she, like, was wearing a 60s nightgown. I was like, if you don't just put on a t-shirt and underwear.
Like, that's crazy. I will say the whole thing made a lot more sense when it was revealed that she was homeschooled until high school and that her and Hayden are both younger siblings with inferiority complexes. Because I was like, I'm not really into either of you guys. I'm happy you found each other. I really am.
What are you saying about our best friend Emma, who was homeschooled until high school?
Emma, I love you. You defy stereotypes as a younger sibling with...
But Emma would also wear a 60s nightgown.
A version of Emma would. Not maybe the current Emma.
Not current.
But an unchecked Emma who became Alice instead. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I didn't hate her, but
No.
And I
Just didn't connect to her. Yeah.
One of the things about her character is she has like relentless optimism. And in the end, it does come around like, hey, you have to face your demons at some point. I liked that check on her that it's just like, I can't just, sure, you can be relentlessly optimistic all the time, but at some point you do have to confront your issues.
Yeah, totally.
And like your pain points. And then also I kind of thought like early in the book, I made a little note and I was like, it's giving Adam and Olive from Love Hypothesis.
Okay, I saw someone do a TikTok and they said this is the most Allie Hazelwood-ass male main character written by Emily Henry. And yes.
Yes. I think, what's his face? Charlie from Book Lovers.
Yes.
He was like older, more brooding, kind of like tall, dark, and handsome. But this was like, it's like this was the most tropey, I think, that she's ever gone as far as characters.
Yes.
Like a grumpy sunshine.
Yes.
Character situation, and she still built out the characters really well.
Totally.
I think. But at first I was like, okay.
Yeah, and I think Hayden is so interesting because he like starts off so gruff and then softens incredibly quickly. I would have really liked, I know like there's no room in this book for a Hayden perspective chapter, but I would have liked, because I didn't feel like until it took a long time. Like, I really liked their romance. I've seen a lot of people be like, where was the slow burn? I actually thought this was like a pretty decent slow burn in terms of them like connecting. And I really liked their love story. But I did feel like I was questioning for a long time, like, which maybe is part of the point, because I feel like Alice is also like, does he like me? But I was like, does he like her? Or like, what does he like about her? Like, is he attracted to her? Is he... does he like her as a person? I don't know.
I mean, I felt like it was, to me, that started getting resolved maybe like a third of the way through the book, when he was like, I had an ex-girlfriend who I was competitive for a job with. So it's like, he's kind of like guarded, anxious, and doesn't want to fuck things up. Yeah. And because of that, he's like concerned, and she takes it as him being really gruff. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that she went over the line, but sometimes authors do go over the line where you're like, well, you're just rude. And now I'm not going to be able to like circle back on you.
No, I don't think Hayden was like that at all. He was a very like every interaction he had with her, aside from like the very initial meeting, I think he was very like maybe professional, but not mean, you know, and not like,
Yeah, he was just curt.
yeah, but kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other big character is Margaret, who is the person that that Alice and Hayden are vying to write her memoir.
Yes.
She is the daughter, one of the last remaining, or maybe the last remaining member of this big media empire family, like old money, but she has like fell off the face of the earth like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And Alice tracked her down, and Hayden is also there. We find more about that later.
Yeah.
But Hayden is also there, and she decides that she wants them to basically audition for a month.
Yeah.
Stay on the island, and then like write up a proposal for her at the end of the month of interviews.
Yeah.
And they trade off days. They both sign NDAs. They're not supposed to talk to each other about the work or share anything about the interviews with Margaret. But of course, it's a small town, so they bump into each other a lot, and they get to know each other.
Yeah.
What did you think about the Margaret character?
She was interesting. I don't know what to think about her. And I guess that's kind of the point. I felt like, I guess it makes sense in the end when you find out like her true motivations for doing all this. But it feels like, why are you doing all this? And then you don't want to like, which I guess, I don't know. She's just so confusing to me, but I do feel like that's like human nature. Like that you would tell yourself, yeah, okay, I'm going to be honest about everything and I'm going to own up to all this stuff, and then the moment comes when you have the opportunity and you freak out and you don't really want to do it. And I feel like that's what she's going through this entire time. But again, this is where I'm like, I wish we could have seen more of what she was like with Hayden, because I feel like that part of the story maybe for me is like, okay, what were you doing with him for a month? You know, like we're led to believe that she doesn't open up to him as much as she does with Alice, but he's the one she really wants to be there. And so I'm just really interested in what happened, you know?
Yeah, like what we find out at the end of the book is that he is actually her biological grandson.
Yes.
And she wants him to like her.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why she didn't open up so
much.
But from the first chapter of the book, Alice is like pulling up to her house to like do this interview. And there's little breadcrumbs about her sister was in a cult. Her husband died in a paparazzi like Lady
car
Diana
chase,
car chase, all of these things. And the thing I wrote in the margins was, I need to know more about Margaret. I need to read this biography about Margaret ASAP.
That's what I want to read.
I actually want to read the book that gets written about
Me
her.
too. Well, that's what I was saying this whole, or not saying, but that's my like takeaway is like, I actually want a lot more. Like, I felt like I want to know more about her and Cosmo. I want to know more about the cult the sister was in. I want to know more about like her relationship with Jody now that like, I want to know everything about her. And I would have liked more of Hayden and Alice, I guess.
So you wanted just more of all of it. I mean, because to me, I felt the same way. Like when we got to the first, so interspliced throughout the book are these little like interludes called like the story. And, you know, essentially like they're excerpts of the final book that gets written about her. And I wrote yes, because I was so excited we were getting some of it. And I was so excited every time to read the story about her.
Yeah.
But I was also sad because I was like, I want more.
Yeah.
About Alice and Hayden.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm not getting enough of them. So it just wasn't enough of either.
Yeah. And I feel like, obviously this is going to be compared to The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's very similar. But I feel
she
like
knew that. In
that one, I couldn't tell you a thing about the girl who's writing the story about Evelyn Hugo, the journalist. Like, I could not recall a single detail about her. Because to me, her life in, like, the present day was a minor story. And the big story was obviously Evelyn Hugo's life. With this one, I feel like it's trying Alice and Hayden and Margaret. They have equal weight in the story. Like, the amount of time spent is pretty equal, I would probably guess. I don't know for sure. And I feel like, to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, but I want more of both because it's still just I think it's like a 400-page book. I read the Kindle version, but that's my assumption. Like upper 300s.
It's like
400.
Yeah.
So like, that's still like that's a longer book, but it's still like, that's a typical length of an Emily Henry book. And she's telling two stories, you know? So of course, I think you're going to end up wanting more of one of them, or like, I mean, bummer if you didn't like either story, but I liked both. I wanted more of both, like you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to read I wish she would publish just a Margaret story. Like, I would read that
or at least
memoir.
like a short story more about Margaret and Cosmo.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, like, but in summary, basically, Margaret has this crazy life. She marries an Elvis like rock star. Her sister joins a cult. There's like secret marriages and births and stuff in her family. It's giving like the Murdochs or like Kendall Roy.
Kennedys.
At one point, the Kennedys. At one point, let's see, when she's talking about her, Margaret's grandfather, Gerald, and how he wanted to kind of take over the newspaper business from his dad and like run stories that like, he was like this huge partier and like rich guy and whatever. And like, but he would write these stories about like taking down the system or taking down the man. It's like very performative.
Yeah.
And I wrote, Gerald is giving Kendall Roy on the stairs, looking back at people going, "F the patriarchy."
F the patriarchy.
Like, babes, you are the patriarchy.
Yes.
So like that's the kind of family that she's from, and because of that, like she was born with the spotlight on her, like huge media story.
Yeah.
Everything in her life.
Yeah, she never had any choice.
And
she didn't have to do anything.
She could never really value anything because she never knew any lack.
Yeah, totally. Her life seems truly crazy, and it is like I think about this. I think about this all the time. Not all the time, but I think about it, how difficult it would be to have kids if you are a super, super wealthy, famous person. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, what can you do? And like, anytime there's like Nepo baby conversations or like, criticism of kids of famous people, I'm like, what are they supposed to do? Like, like they can't go, the Kendall Roys of this world can't go get a job at Dairy Queen. Like they can't.
What's your thing about Prince Harry?
Yeah,
like what's he gonna do?
He can't like go, be an accountant. Like he can't. So I don't really know what you expect them to do, and I think it must be hard to like have a family in those circumstances, because like how can you not spoil your kids if they're in this kind of world where like the thing she talks about is like they would blow in snow for them. She read a children's book about a pony, and they would buy her a pony the next day. Like that's an unimaginable world. Obviously they took it to extremes, but like what can you do? What was she supposed to do? Her life was like, I don't know. And that's something interesting that comes up throughout the book is like, is there free will? And it's like, was her life always on this path, or did she have any agency at all in her life? You know what I mean? And I think that's really interesting to think about.
Because the whole like her life kind of serves as like a catalyst for Hayden and Alice to also think about the choices they're making in their lives and what really matters.
Yeah.
And their decision at the end of like how to balance their careers and their relationship with one another, to prioritize family over other things, like what really matters. And so it was helpful to see that from Margaret, like on a blown up scale. Yeah.
Like in a very dramatic way. It makes them rethink, their relationship with their own lives. And, it's really interesting. So
one of the things I really liked about that was like a bridge to connect Margaret and Cosmo to Alice and Hayden was the Cosmo song that they reference. It's like Peggy all the time, Peggy all the time. He's like, I'm trying to think of other things, but it's just Peggy all the time.
Yes.
Talking about Margaret. Which also, why is Peggy a nickname for Margaret?
I don't know. Margaret has some great nicknames though, like Maggie, Meg, Peggy,
Midge,
Midge.
I think.
Yeah, I think that's a Margaret.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, throughout the book, this is one of the sweet things where I was like, okay, this brought it back from 4 to like 4.25.
Yeah.
Was that like, it's from Alice's point of view, and she's like, she keeps on having these feelings for Hayden, and she's thinking like about that song. She's like, it's like in my mind, it's Hayden all the time, Hayden all the time. Well, then at the very end of the book, when they get together, he is like, they're hugging, and he says, when I let myself dream, he murmurs against my ear, where it all comes crashing down. It's Alice, Alice on my mind, Alice all the time.
Yes. Yes.
That was really, really tender. And
Yes,
sweet.
I highlighted this earlier in the book when she's thinking about him. She says, "Hayden on my mind, I think. Again, I wonder if the thought should terrify me, but there's no room for terror. There's just warm golden light, the smell of freshly cracked pepper and almond soap, the soft pop of a cork Mom's pulling from the bottle of Cabernet, and a pair of pale brown eyes set into a thoughtful expression I can't believe I ever mistook for a glower. Perfect for me."
Aww.
So I did,
Yeah,
I
they
did
really love
like
each other, you know, and they did have a lot of yearning. Because, okay, because here's one thing.
Uh-huh.
This is one thing I'll say that I really do like.
Uh-huh.
And it's like the Anthony Bridgerton thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have too much honor to give in to my desires.
Yes.
Right?
Unfortunately.
Don't even go there for me. Because he's like, I have too much honor to sleep with you while I'm competing against you.
Yeah.
For this job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to mess things up.
Yeah. You might look at that experience in a different light if I take this job from you, which I think is valid. And you know what? I'm probably not leaving this in, but I've seen a lot of comments. I've seen a lot of, okay, maybe we'll see. I've seen a lot of comments, not a lot, but I did see one where they're like, "You guys are so dumb. Like, you're saying we're not sleeping together, but you're like doing everything but sleeping together." To those people, I say, you obviously did not grow up in purity culture. Some of us, because there's a clear difference.
Did you guys know that? Yeah, right. Like,
the girls that get it, you know?
I mean, yeah, it is insane and crazy.
I get it, yeah.
Like
they're literally like, like public indecency charges aside.
But mentally,
I get it.
It's not that hard in the specific situation to be able to say, like, no, this isn't the same.
Yeah.
Because you have to compartmentalize
They
it to
have
survive.
to. They have to in this scenario, too, because he's like, okay, well, like, I'm not that honorable, but I am honorable enough. Like, I won't sleep with you. I'm not going to spend the night.
And then another thing is, like, he tells her he loves her, but he's like, please don't say anything back.
Yeah.
Don't answer that. Don't respond to that either way until after this is over. Because I'm willing to put my feelings on the line.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to have to do that or feel like you need to. So I'm just going to say I don't want you to.
Yes.
And so it's like the Anthony Bridgerton thing when he's like hooking up with Kate for the first time.
Yes.
And he's like, tell me to stop.
Uh-huh. You know what I've been thinking about lately, speaking of Anthony Bridgerton? I actually think I don't like Bridgerton at all. I just like season 2. Because I still haven't finished the 3rd season. Like, I have no desire, honestly, to watch any
Anthony
more of it.
Bridgerton.
The man that you are. Like, the yearning is so crazy.
The yearning is actually insane.
Hayden,
it's
I
off the
see
charts.
that, yeah. And I did, like, once, I liked them both so much more once they fell in love. Like, okay, there's a scene I highlighted, too, where I screamed out loud. This is the turning point for me, probably. But he says, even as he's stepping closer, he's saying, I should get home. Our stomachs are nearly touching. I tip my chin up to meet his eyes. Why? His pupils flare. You know why. I swallow, but it does nothing to diffuse the heat in my throat and chest. Because you have a girlfriend? No, he says. No, that's not why, I say. Or no, you don't have a girlfriend. You talk a lot, he murmurs. If you've got something to say, I reply, I'd love for you to interrupt me. And he does, just not with words. Instead, he sets one hand lightly, teasingly, across my lips.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nothing. Also, speaking of yearning, you know why is like, yeah, you know why. Like, that's a crazy thing to say, and I love it. And I eat it up every time.
It's like almost insulting.
Yeah,
you know.
Like, if someone said it to me in real life, I might be like, "What are you talking about? You're so weird." Yeah. But in a book, I'm like, because that's such a confident thing to say. Like, you know why? Like, you know what's going on here. We're not like stupid. You know, we're both feel
come
this.
On. Don't make me say it.
But oh my god, yeah.
Another thing I thought was really, really cute is early in the book, they are still kind of rivaling, and Alice is invited to go to this like birthday celebration for this local guy who ends up being important later in the book.
Yes, like critically important,
extremely important, and he, like, she sees him earlier in the day, and she actually was gonna meet up with the guy that she's been seeing casually, who like was in Atlanta. He was gonna drive down to see her, and so he was like, he asked like, do you want to get together tonight or something like that, like to have dinner, because they were like starting a friendship. And she was like, I can't have a hot date. Okay, well, the hot date doesn't show. But Hayden shows at the party. And so then she gets really embarrassed and she's going to leave because she's like, oh, like, this is so embarrassing. That
Like,
I got stood.
I
Like,
said I had a hot date and now he's not even going to be here and it's going to seem like I made it up. Yeah.
So he comes, like, she's leaving. She comes back to get her purse and then leaves. And he's like, wait, where are you going?
Yeah.
And then he is like, he understands what's happening, that she's starting to feel embarrassed that her boyfriend didn't show, her situationship didn't show up, whatever. And he goes, to make her feel better. Ugh, this got me. He said, I thought you invited me. He blurts, what? He huffs, eyes dropping to our feet before rebounding to my face. I thought you were kidding about the date. I stare at him, utterly shocked. Not because I don't believe you could get a date, he goes on gruffly, just because we've been here a week and a half and almost everyone who lives on this island is a retiree. So I thought when you said, he grimaces, you don't have anything to be embarrassed about here, Alice. I know I'm the one who kissed you. I know I'm the one who shut it down. So, yeah, I guess he had already kissed at this point.
Yeah.
So he thought she was asking her on a date and he showed up and it was just like, then he would be willing to admit that to make her feel not embarrassed. The vulnerability
was really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, like that nice vulnerability. It's giving like hates everyone but loves me.
Yeah. Which, like, again, in real life, I'm not interested in that at all. Like, if you had a friend who was like, no, guys, he hates everyone, but he really is really sweet around me, you'd be like, I'm going to call a hotline on your behalf. But in this world, it's really nice, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
There was so much yearning.
Yeah.
They kept being like, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah. They just feel like really close faces to each other, but we can't do this.
Oh, another thing I highlighted that I was like, this is before he said he loved her, but I knew that they were in love because he was talking about, they're walking across the boardwalk and they see a snake and he's like really scared of it or whatever. And he was saying that when he was a kid, he would have to dissociate around snakes as to not embarrass himself in front of others. And she says, can't you just dissociate and pretend that didn't just happen? He shakes his head. It won't work. I'm not afraid of humiliating myself in front of you. And I wrote, that's love.
Yeah. That's really
I really think
nice.
love is like not being afraid to humiliate yourself.
Embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So what did you think about her relationship with her mom? So I need to talk about it.
Okay.
Thoughts.
So her relationship with her mom, so I'm flipping back in my book because at one point she gets a message from her mom that says, she's like, got a message from my mom, but really it's just a link to an article about how California is going to eventually go up in flames, then break off from the rest of the country and sink into the floor of the ocean. And I wrote, relatable.
I thought about you when I read that.
Because my mom constantly does that.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I don't understand in people, I try to understand, but I don't understand the feeling of it, is just not being extremely direct about the way you feel.
Yeah.
And so to me, I'm just like, this would never work for me. Like I would be at my mom's house for 2 seconds and have that distance and the weirdness. And I would just be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about it. Or like, what are we doing? This is a waste of my time.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. What do you think?
I thought it was an interesting, like, I don't know the point of this. I don't know what the point was. Maybe just to humanize Alice a little more. But it felt like there was another story almost here about like mothers and daughters.
Yeah.
Or, like there's almost something there with like, spoiler jumping ahead, but with Margaret giving up her daughter for adoption and the whole like Nicolettes throughout history and the hiding of the daughter that like, we're going to pretend this is my niece, but it's really my daughter. Although that was like a father-daughter situation. There's something about the mothers. I don't know. There's like almost another book there with like Bernie and how she's kind of a different type of mother.
Yeah.
And Laura and how she had
like
to leave.
Almost like that was in the first draft.
Yeah.
And it got edited out.
But this is the thing that stayed, which is Alice's complicated relationship with her mom. And I don't know. I didn't really know what to make of it. I mean, I thought it was, I just almost like, I was almost happy the first time they left her mom's house and it didn't resolve, because I felt like, oh, that's how it is. Like, people don't all have great relationships with their parents, or you might like, she loves her mom. She can go stay at her mom's house, but it doesn't feel like home to her. And I think that's real. Like, like there's this distance between them and that's never going to get any better. Yeah. And I almost liked that version a little bit more than at the end when they kind of do have this like reckoning, and that's, Well, I wish that part had been cut out, honestly, and that might have helped. I don't know.
Well, because then at the end, she has a daughter in the epilogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think like I think maybe this was pulled out a little bit more in the first draft. It
Yeah.
got cut down, but it stayed because part of the reason that it's important to the story is because it's a way that kind of Hayden pushes in and checks her on her like relentless kind of fake optimism.
Totally.
And so there had to be something there because they have no other friends there.
Yeah.
No other people the only other person that knows both of them.
That's true.
They
There
can't
had to be
talk about their
something
conversation.
grounding. Yeah.
There had to be something that made their relationship believable.
Yeah.
Like, how could he love her? You know what I mean? Like he met her mom. He saw her around her mom and like learned to sing about her and was able to push through a little bit. Whereas he is already like, he says multiple times, you know, I don't do things just to make people happy.
Yeah.
I'm really honest and blunt. Like he's proven that he's really kind of
I'm
just
only
all
gonna
out
do
there.
things, because I'm being honest about it. Yeah.
And so it gave her an opportunity for the honesty about herself to come out. So maybe that's why it stayed in. But also I think it's about like, you know, so she lost her dad.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom is left, and it's just a way to tie up the story of like, I wish, you know, what really matters in life. Like, I want to know my mom better before I still have time with her. Yeah. It feels like it could have been pulled out a little further though. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it wasn't like poorly written, and I think it makes a lot of sense for the character, and especially like having her older sister is like both had a very medically complex childhood and then goes on to literally join the Peace Corps. So I think there's like a very obvious like inferiority there, and that's something that her and Hayden bond on because his older brother is like, you know, captain of the football team or whatever. And he's like kind of also a little bit of a disappointment, or he feels that way. So I did like them connecting on that, and I thought it made sense. But I did feel like, okay, there's almost something else here with these like parental relationships that was really interesting to me, and I felt like probably could have been another thing I would want more of. That's my only complaint about this book. I'm like, I want more of that, you know? And I want more of like also Hayden's deal with his parents, and then Margaret's deal with her parents. Like that kind of echo shows up a lot, but I don't know that it's fully fleshed out in the same way that I might have liked.
Yeah. I thought another thing, like, I wonder what this, as you're saying that, I'm like, I wonder what this book would have been like if they were both like on assignment in Little Crescent to write something about like, not a memoir, like just some other writing assignment.
Yeah.
And we had like the Margaret component taken out. We had the parts of her life taken out. And we could have pulled some of those other threads a little farther. I don't know. That could have been interesting too.
Yeah.
But then, because the other part I think that wasn't totally baked was there was like a mystery element about about Margaret's life and like, what's the deal with Cecil? Unfortunately, I guessed a lot of it. So I did guess that Ruth was going to be Gerald's biological, or Lawrence's.
Yeah.
No, Gerald's biological daughter.
Yeah.
I guess
that part was pretty
it was
obvious.
like, yeah, I was like, okay, why are we all surprised?
Yeah.
And then I got really close on Cecil. But yeah, like, she's not a mystery writer.
No. Like, I don't
she's not a big twist reveal,
No.
you know? So maybe like
cut back on that.
Chill on that. Yeah.
I agree.
This isn't your niche. I mean, I think
it felt also like so built up of like Margaret's lying to us. Like from the very
Margaret's lying. Yeah. From
first.
the very first conversation.
Yeah. And so then the actual lie of it being like, I mean, yeah, it's a bizarre. I get why, obviously, that was built up. That's pretty much the climax of the book. So you find out, for those who didn't read it, that Margaret had a child and was pregnant when she started like spotting early in her pregnancy, and her husband freaked out and drives her to the hospital. And on the way to the hospital, they get into a crash where he's killed. And she goes into hiding and ultimately gives up her child for adoption. And that
she didn't want the child to be raised in the spotlight, like she was.
And that child is Hayden's mom, and you don't find that out until the very end, obviously. And so then you find out that Hayden was asked to come, whereas Alice actually tracked Margaret down. And so the whole novel is fake, and she's not planning on actually releasing any kind of memoir. She was just setting this up as a ruse to get close to Hayden and hopefully maybe reveal the truth about who she is, which is, I get it, but that's also like, I would have been more mad because I would be like, I was doing a lot of work. Like, you could have been like, let's just do a couple interviews. Why a month? And why the whole like pitch at the end? Like, I wrote sample pages of this. Like, I would have been more mad.
I guess she was still compensated.
Well, and in the end, I guess they did write the memoir together. That's the epilogue or whatever. But, you know.
Yeah.
I would have been more angry. So, yeah, no, but like, I felt like from the very beginning, like, okay, she's lying to us. What's she lying about? What's the real? And yeah, it was probably built up a little too much, I think, of like, in reality, it was a pretty like, it became very obvious pretty quickly, you know, what was going on.
Yeah.
Like you said. So,
I mean, this was, as has been established, the most different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think probably her publisher was like, you have had hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
Write what you want.
Yeah.
Like, sure, take a risk, go out on a limb. So yeah, like, I think she has earned the right to write a book like this.
Yeah.
And I didn't dislike it. It just wasn't like, I'm not having the same like, oh my God, I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Like,
that I did after reading Funny Story
yes.
or Book Lovers
Yeah.
or Beach Read.
No, like Happy Place, I read it and I instantly wanted to start it back from the beginning. Like I almost did. I almost turned back to page 1 and started reading it again. This one, I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever read it, but I did really like it. You know, it was really
I did really
enjoyable.
like it. Yeah. But am I going to reread it? Yeah.
No. Also, can I just say, again, I think this is like we established the parental figures that's somewhere in there. I do not like it when someone has a baby in the epilogue. I don't like it. I just
say more. Why not do you like it?
I feel like, to me, I actually don't even like it when people get married in the epilogue. Like, I don't want a wedding. I don't want a baby. I want it to be obvious. I actually think, first of all, you know, I'm going to go on this hill. I think we need to abolish epilogues. I don't think epilogues are needed. I don't think they ever really add anything. I think it should be, if you're writing a good romance novel, in my opinion, it should be so clear by the end of the book that these people are going to be together forever that an epilogue is not needed. Yeah, I just think it's a cheap way to show, like, oh, look, they're going to be together forever. But I think in a version of this book where this whole parent-child or mother-daughter thing has more weight to it, I think is an interesting way to end the book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually have a couple of her other books right here. So let me see. Happy Place. Does she have an epilogue? Oh, by the way, we need to tell the readers that I found a copy of like a pristine, never read copy of Happy Place in my little free library. And it's signed. It says, Emily, find your happy place. Exo Emily Henry.
Yeah.
So me and Emily are trading copies so she can pretend that Emily Henry wrote this to her.
Yes.
Okay. So Happy Place, I think, does have an epilogue.
I think it does. I think it does because it doesn't end like they're at the airport and he chases her down. Like, it ends pretty, you know, abruptly. I think most of her books have epilogues.
It ends at the airport. Yeah. And then this is like, yeah.
But here's the thing. You know what? Suzanne Collins can have epilogues. Everyone else needs to abolish. I actually think, you know, any kind of book could have an epilogue, but a romance book, if you haven't done the job of proving to me that they're going to be together forever by the last page, you haven't
Don't patch it up with a marriage.
Yes. Don't patch it up with a marriage that is going to either leave me thinking there's no way these two people got married, or like I think it's okay to just leave it where it is. Because to me, sometimes people fall in love and it doesn't work out. Sometimes, like, they get married and then they get divorced in 5 years. Like, getting married, having a kid, none of that's like, oh, they are always going to be happy and together. So just leave it where it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, let us just be in this moment.
I just think most epilogues aren't good and aren't needed and, like, are cheap. And I think just, like, let them be in love and let it be there. And I don't need to know that. I would have been happier knowing they wrote the book about Margaret together, but I feel like you could have just done that with like a headline, you know, just give me a headline that they published the book and we know that they're happy together. You know, I don't need the whole like, oh, and then we had a kid and we named her Laura. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, cool. I'm happy for you guys.
Right. And then like, why do they name her? Like, I get like Laura was the name of Margaret's sister.
That was
but, like,
confusing.
What is that to
me.
you?
Like she was in a cult. I understand she turned on the cult in the end, but it does seem like the cult very much ruined a lot of people's lives.
Yeah,
she was pretty prominent. Yeah, I didn't get the Laura name at all. That took me out of it. So,
it did take me out of it too.
Yeah,
so
points for the epilogue.
I think my 4.25 was correct. I think it was
Yeah.
a well-written book.
Yeah, had a great
But
time.
It was a good time, but also like not my fave.
Yeah. This goes to the
That's okay.
bottom for me of my Emily Henry's, but I liked it. I still loved it. Like, there's no... I guess I get people who didn't like it, but I also like don't really know what they wanted. You know what I mean?
If this was her first book that I read, I'd probably rate it higher.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually agree. I totally agree with that.
But speaking of Emily Henry, we are going to be rereading People Made on Vacation before the movie comes out, and I think it's supposed to come out in August.
I feel like it's nigh because there have been like pre-screenings. Some people are have been speculating. I think like May something.
Really,
it might be like the anniversary of when the book originally came out. That there'll be a trailer release. Not that the movie will come out in May, but we'll get like the first trailer and release date and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
So
stay tuned.
I've seen people speculate that might be, when we get our first trailer, or around then would be like a good time to drop it. But yeah, I can't wait to reread that, and I can't wait for the movie. I think that's going to be even like, I know it's not everyone's favorite book, whatever, blah. But I think the like the travel elements of it, the locations, I think it's going to make a really good movie adaptation for sure. So
me too. Do you have anything else to say about Great Big Beautiful Life?
Let me double check on my highlights, make sure I read all the quotes I wanted to read. Well, I really liked the very ending when they got together. So at the end, he like, she writes a letter to Margaret and is like, so she finds out that Nicolette is Hayden's mom, and that is Margaret's adopted daughter that she gave up, and she goes to confront Margaret, who's basically like, remember, you signed an NDA, and if you can't even tell him, like, the NDA is clear, you cannot tell Hayden anything. So she's like, seriously, you're not going to tell him that he's your grandson? And so she writes this letter to Margaret and is basically like, you asked me like if you could trust Hayden, and I want you to know that you can, and like I think you need to be honest with him selfishly because I'm also in love with him, and like this is like the thing that ruined it, kind of thing. And so then Margaret mails the letter to Hayden and explains everything. And he comes to her mom's like compound down in South Georgia and is like, okay.
Yeah, she's a hippie living in South Georgia. Okay.
Look, she's been run out of town.
We have the correct credentials to speak on this. I just want to be so freaking clear about this.
Yeah.
We have the credentials to speak on South Georgia.
It's not like a chill place for her.
Guys, do not let this book romanticize this for you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so then he shows up.
Watch Welcome to Plathville.
Yes, thank you. That's South Georgia. Oh my god. Yeah. So then he shows up with the letter, and he's like, "Is it true?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's true. You're her." Her grandson. He's like, "No, is it true that you love me?" I liked that. And then at the end, she says, I forget what the context is, so I'm sorry. But she says, "I prefer that version of the world." I say, smiling up at him. His arms ring my waist, his nose scraping along mine. "You do?" I nod, the movement gliding our lips briefly across each other. "It's yours," he offers. I laugh. "Oh, I can have the world?" "Mine," he says. "Yeah, you can have mine." I thought they were really sweet together.
Sweet.
So
there was another cute moment when he's telling her he loves her for the first time. Mm-hmm. She is like, "Tell me something no one knows about you." And he's quiet and still for so long, I start to wonder if I've crossed a line. Then he tips his chin down to his clavicle to meet my eyes and simply says, "I'm in love with you." So sweet. Let's see if I had any other quotes. Oh, okay. One note I had is that remember at some point in this book, there's like a tropical storm. The minute it said, "Now, are you prepared for the storm, aren't you?" I underlined it and I said, "Let's go."
Like, we know.
I know he's going to show up during the storm.
But like, this is where Alice and me could not be more different, because I'm like,
you would not be able to hook up with anyone during a storm.
No, but second of all, like, she just lets her phone die, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I guess my phone's dead." Hello, it's a hurricane is coming, girl. Like, you don't have a weather radio.
Unfortunately for me, I do think that me and Alice are both Geminis. Unfortunately, I do think she is a Gemini sister.
It's okay. We all have our flaws. She just could not be less relatable to me. I did enjoy it, but I felt like I could not immerse myself in her.
You are fucking sorry, I gotta start saying fucking this podcast.
It's okay.
You are Robert California's kid in the episode of The Office where he's tracking a hurricane on the TV and he's like, cold winds from Greenland, low pressure system from the east. That's you.
You're not wrong.
Okay, there's one other thing I underlined. She's saying, I can't remember the last time I had a crush like this. Not one that merely aches the way I felt about Theo. Theo's her situationship. Theo, the first few months, that painful yet addictive feeling of wanting something that's being very intentionally withheld from you. This is the other kind, the dopamine hit of proof, evidence, facts that add up to the knowledge that maybe the person whose very presence excites you is also excited by your presence. That I think he likes me back feeling.
Yeah.
I underline that because I felt like whenever I met Zach, it was like one of the first times in my life where I was like, oh, being in love is supposed to feel like relaxing.
Yeah.
And
not
like chill and safe and not constantly like, how does the other person feel about me?
That was really nice.
Like, where do I stand? Do I need to try and impress? It's like, oh, I know how you feel about me.
Yeah.
You're clearly communicating that.
Yeah.
And you're giving me so much proof that you like me too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good lesson.
Yeah.
That's a really good lesson.
I really appreciate that.
Shout out to Emily Henry for that.
Yeah, she understands.
She gets it. You know, something I read, speaking of just, this is general, Emily Henry, not really related to this book, but I read this, or a snippet from an interview with her. And I really liked it because she was talking about how people call romance books like unrealistic, or setting unrealistic expectations. And she was like, I wish I had saved the quote, but she said something like, every romance author is writing from something that they've experienced or that they've seen or that they know. And so like, instead of saying like, this is unrealistic, you just need to not settle for anybody who doesn't have the capacity to like love you in this way. And I thought that was really nice. So Emily Henry, you know, I'd love to know more about your life. But I think that's true. Like, people are writing from what they know or what they can imagine. If you can imagine it, then it's possible to experience it. It might not be like, you know, like an actual romance novel, but like the degree of love can exist.
Yeah.
You know? So
agree.
Love it.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say about this book?
No, but when's the next one coming out? Love
More, please. More, please. Money, please. Yeah. Greedy. This is the kind of greed they talk about in the Bible. Anyways,
yeah. Love it.
So, but we are getting fed. That was one of the things that we needed to talk about. So,
totally.
We're getting the People We Meet on Vacation movie.
Yes.
We also got some, not all, casting details for Sunrise and the Reaping movie.
Yes.
And we have a release date for the Thursday Murder Club movie, which is like August 20 something, I think.
Yes, something in August. I can't wait.
So I will be sat for that, and we will almost surely do like a deep dive of the Thursday Murder Club.
Yeah, we need to, and I need to catch
before
up
the movie comes out
on the series, respectfully.
Yeah. So let's see. I'm pulling up an article really quick.
Pull it up.
We need to discuss. Okay, these are some names that were unfamiliar to me.
Yes. In the Sunrise and the Reaping casting?
Yeah.
My understanding is this young gentleman who is playing Haymitch is like relatively unknown. So, and that's to me a good sign.
Age appropriate.
And age appropriate.
Okay, so his name is Joseph Zada. He has recently starred in Australian limited TV series Invisible Boys. Okay, so yeah.
So is he Australian?
I don't know. He looks like Woody Harrelson.
He
for
does.
sure. He did. I mean, yeah, there's a difference between book Haymitch and movie Haymitch, which is fine. Just
Yeah.
be consistent. But yeah, I mean, he is believable to me.
But it does
as
seem
Haymitch.
like 100% Woody Harrelson's going to come back and do the epilogue. I just feel that.
I feel that. Like, what else do you have going on?
So like,
He's just doing a bunch of commercials with like
yeah,
Owen Wilson for
right. But like,
no Matthew McConaughey, because it's like, isn't it like speculated that they're half brothers?
yeah, I think that's like a
Yeah.
joke. Yeah. So yeah, I think like do it, you know? So
Yeah.
anyways, I feel like they need to cast someone who does look at least a little bit similar too.
Yeah, because it's going to be up close.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting casting. Whitney Peak as Lenore Duff Baird, which to me, it's like she looks so much like Rachel Ziegler.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, this is further proof that they are like really closely related.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just like
something
you
like
know,
that.
the Covey.
Also, are we now like really drilling in? Like the Covey are like also an ethnicity.
Yeah. Seems like it. We'll see against the rest of the cast.
McKenna Grace as Maisie Donner. They have not cast the twin,
Merrily, right?
Merrily. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems
so
like
I
they
don't know
could
if
just
she's
have her
going to be
play
in.
both. Yeah.
Or just cut the twin out.
Yeah. They might do that.
Okay, I'm really excited about this. Jesse Plemons as Plutarch Heavensby. Perfect.
Like, there's nobody else. There's no one else it could have been. It had to be.
And I love Jesse Plemons.
And he's going to do so good.
I've
And
loved him since he was Lance on Friday Night Lights.
Jesse Plemons. No, Plutarch Heavensby prequel win. Because then we get Jesse
I know.
Plemons. Let's keep going.
More Jesse Plemons.
Like,
yes.
he'll do a great job. So, yeah.
So that's who we have so far.
So
Obviously, it's
exciting.
not a full casting. They're really getting every little morsel of our money and attention
As they
by
should.
dragging it
As they
out.
should.
And fair enough.
It's
So,
like next November is when it's supposed to come out, right? Yeah. November 2026.
it is such a November movie.
Oh, it has to be. Has to be.
It is. All the movies come out in November, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think
It's such
maybe
a
like
November
one of
movie.
them, like one of the, maybe like one of the Mockingjays came out at a different time. But I could be wrong. But yeah, we need it. So
Cool.
bring it to us. We're really excited. We need everything we can look forward to in this life. We need it. So keep
Yeah.
it coming.
Yeah, I need more. And I think we still have some fun. Oh, okay. So I saw you shared this. Allie Hazelwood has released a date for which it's a book I'm skeptical of, but The Problematic Summer Romance, which is the sequel to the much controversial Not in Love.
Back off, haters.
So she's released. So that's coming out this summer.
Yeah,
You'll be excited about that.
I will.
I'll
be
read
excited.
it too,
I,
but I'll probably get it from the library. I'm
I'm
probably
like,
not
I
gonna
am
buy it.
skeptical. Like, it's going to take a lot to make me think a 23-year-old and like a 36-year-old should be together. But I am really going to enjoy the world.
But you know what? She's leaning into it and just being like, yeah,
It's
this is
problematic.
problematic.
But they're
Like,
love.
I'm not-
like, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait. So, yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you know who normally releases books in the summer
Who?
is Allison Cochran.
She has one coming out. Yes, her Camino book is coming out.
Yes. OMG. Okay. So
Hold on, let me get
I'm
the
really
release
excited
date
about
for
that. Although this
I
is
just
going to
saw
be
it.
every step she takes. This is going to be new for me because although I did walk the Camino,
Mm.
the main character of the book walks the Camino Portuguese
Oh, well, there you go.
through Portugal. So I will not be like intimately acquainted with everything.
Sure. So yes, it's coming September 2nd. It was supposed to originally be called Learning Curves, but there's like another book coming out the same exact day with that title. So I like every step she takes though. I think that's cute.
Yeah.
Yes, and someone I also really like, an author that I've recommended, Emma Albin. She does like the historical queer books. She just had a cover reveal. It's called Like in Love with You, and it's about two like rivals to lovers, Regency debutantes. And that one is coming out January next year, so we still have some time. But I just saw her cover reveal, so
Nice.
it was really exciting.
How
so there's
exciting.
a lot of good things happening in the book world.
Little treat.
Just a little treat. to
Yeah,
get through the
I'm
day.
really excited to like some of my other things on my TBR might need to get shifted
Totally.
because as I make room for summer reading because it's starting to
It's
get
that time.
really nice outside.
Yeah.
Like it was feeling like so cozy and nice today and like sunny. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to read Pachinko.
Yeah, I get it.
Summer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
Like, yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah. Have you read anything interesting recently?
So as I've mentioned, well, no, I guess the listeners didn't hear it because we did tragically lose our episode that was supposed to come out last week. But I've been in a reading slump.
Yeah.
Emily Henry got me back, but I did finish Trial of the Sun Queen on your recommendation.
Yeah. What'd you think?
And I liked it pretty well.
Yeah.
I think I knew where it was going.
Sure.
That's not hard to figure out.
No.
It's further cementing my belief that you would like ACOTAR.
Probably, yeah.
It's just ACOTAR.
Yeah.
This is ACOTAR in a different font.
I probably would like it. I'm just probably never going to read it.
God.
On principle. But maybe.
But you would like it.
I probably would. Anyways.
It's just ACOTAR. But I started the second one, so I like
this series.
I liked it well enough. I gave the first one 3.75.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was incredibly written.
No,
I liked it enough,
That's
and
good.
I know where it's going.
Yeah, I think the second two are better, and then I think the fourth one is back to like fine mid. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Like I thought they got better, and then it probably should have just been a trilogy. But
yeah,
I did like the second and third one a lot. So
yes, I also started reading and then DNF'd about a third of the way through. I did text you about this.
Yeah.
Deep Cuts, which
I have
you
to talk
recommended
about
to
it
me.
because I want the people to hear it, and I want someone else to read it.
Okay, how about fine? I will stop, and then you re-recommend it.
Okay, and then you're
and then
gonna
I'll
say
say
it.
why I DNF'd it. Okay.
Okay. Well, now I feel self-conscious because you've already heard this and you've already read it. But it is called Deep Cuts. I'll be short. It's by Holly Brickley. It's her debut novel. It is about Percy, who, as Abigail will say, is an incredibly insufferable protagonist. And if you can't deal with that, I think you shouldn't read this book. No, she is an insufferable person. And she loves music, though. And she meets Joe at a bar, and they connect over their love of music. And he's also pretty insufferable, I would say. Like, they do deserve each other. And they connect over music. He has a girlfriend at the time, but they kind of, like, form this relationship built on, like, he writes a song, and she'll critique it, and then they kind of come together, and, like, through working on songs together, they make, like, these masterpiece songs. And it stretches, I want to say, 8 or 9 years of their lives together. And like sometimes they're really close, sometimes they don't talk at all, and like how the relationship ebbs and flows over.
It is
time.
fun that it starts in the early 2000s.
Starts in the early 2000s. So there's a lot of like, I mean, there's stuff, the early 2000s, obviously I was 5 in 2000 when the book starts. So it's not like very relatable, like coming of age. But there's a lot of like the music that's referenced where you're like, oh, that's so nostalgic. Or it's like interesting to read about as someone who is a bit younger than the protagonist, of what it was like to like grow up and be an adult in this time period around like 9/11 and the, you know, turn of the century. But yeah, it's like a lot about music, so that's another thing. Insufferable character and a lot about music. If you can't handle either of those things, I can see why you wouldn't like it, but I really did enjoy it. And yeah, I think it's like, well, when I first told you about this, the reason I read it was because I saw someone on TikTok say it's like Daisy Jones and the Six meets Normal People meets One Day, and that's
I think that is true.
That
actually
is true. Yeah.
I
Stand
think
by
that's
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So say why you DNF'd it.
I liked the premise.
Absolutely,
I liked
yeah.
the setting. I think that people who talk about music the way that they do just piss me the off.
That's real.
Just shut up. Like, you're not better than everyone because you feel connected to this dumb song. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's like, it just, to me, I was like, you know what? I'm never going to like them.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
I just got to let it go. I like music too, but I don't know. I even feel I love reading. Obviously, we have a whole podcast about reading. But the people who talk about reading in that way,
Oh, no, totally. Yeah.
I hate them too.
Like Percy and Joe are not people I would want to hang out with. No.
Anyone who talks about their hobby, like it makes them like superior to others.
Yes.
Or like they know things that other people don't.
Yeah.
Babes, it's not that
Like,
deep.
calm down. Yeah.
Right. So,
And something interesting about I'm going to spoil it now because you're not going to read it. But something interesting about, I do think if you do want to read this, skip ahead. But the journey Percy goes on, specifically, like, there's a part that actually deeply offended me because she kind of goes on a little tear about the song "Our House" by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and I love that song. Like,
Me
it is to
too.
me one of the most romantic songs. Like,
Me
I just
too.
think
I love it.
it's such a good song, and she like really tears it down because of like some things going on in their personal lives, and like she's like the domestic labor of women, and it's so annoying. And then at the end, she kind of comes to a moment with Joe where she like references the song, and it's like more like, oh, like it's okay for it just to be what it is, and like it is a nice song. So I did like a little bit of that journey, but again, if you're not like, she is a very off-putting person, and so I think if you're not vibing with her from the beginning, she's not going to get better. You know,
what became clear to me is what in the 2024 election, she wrote in Jill Stein.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is who she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's enjoyable. I gave it 5 stars. So you can read it and give us your opinion on what you think about it.
Yeah.
I was telling
I will say, I feel like I'm a more judgmental person than you are. I feel like you are better at seeing the shades of gray than I am.
Fair.
And so if you like, that's a good quality. That is a reason also that you continued reading this book.
Yes.
Because you were able to see the shades of gray. I was just like,
yeah, I get it. No, like it's not for everyone. I think I was pretty clear about that from the jump.
Yeah, you were.
This is
I
not
think
for
some
everyone.
people that listen to this podcast should still listen to it.
Yeah. But just know it might not be for you. I did also read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hockey romance.
Oh my God.
In the course of being sick. Genuinely, that was like the only thing I could do was read these freaking hockey books.
You're absolutely gonna make your reading goal.
Oh, I
this year.
now I am solidified that I will. So if you would need any like very mediocre hockey romance recommendations, please DM me and I can give them to you. But there's nothing that I want to publicly recommend. But they're all on Kindle Unlimited.
Gosh, I was really hoping that Great Big Beautiful Life would be the thing that really shook me
I get that.
into reading. I think I'm getting back, but I need something good.
Yeah.
Like Great Big Beautiful Life didn't make me want to start from the beginning again.
I get that. Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
I need a little something. So
Good luck.
yeah.
I hope you find it. Bye.
Bye.